So billions of things, and people do not understand what is going on. But my phone has no apps on, and it just turned off barely because I started recording. But this is the freaky stuff about paranormal. And when it comes to my door over there, that it opens and closes on its own. You got noises. I mean, there's a lot of paranormal things when it comes to negative energy and what is causing dark matter to come and get closer to this earth, as well as magnetism starting to go crazy. I mean, these are the things that people don't understand. I mean, that phone was playing for like 3 minutes while no app was on there, and every time I put that phone on and you put on YouTube or anything, as soon as you either turn it off, which I've already turned it off, or whenever you delete an app, it turns off. And then every time that I do some type of recording, whether it is, and look at, you can see me right there in the window, and you're not even supposed to be able to see me. I can't even see me. That is crazy. Like, I'm looking in the window and literally I cannot see me. That is crazy. And yet you can see me right there in this window. That is freaky. How is this camera recording me in a window in which you cannot see me? That is crazy. You can see my whole body like that. I'm telling you, the things that do not make sense. I am in pitch black. I am in the dark. I am in such dark. Why is this light able to shine on me? Is it because that light? No. I mean, let me scoot back. You can still see me. See the little pink of the shirt. That is crazy. That lets you know some things about your photons and electrons. And like I said, this paranormal and parallel universe. And oh, let me explain another thing since I'm out here tripping out on you. Hold on, let me smoke a bowl real quick. This is some paranormal stuff, all right? Oh, yeah. Take that, Ghost and AI, Ghost, and everybody. Just get high with me. Anyways, so what I want to tell you about is with this paranormal world, how you guys will have haunted homes and all of that. It's because you have ghosts that have nowhere to go. They're lost and trapped. They're scared. They don't know what to do, and some of them are angry. And the reason why is because when your world is in peril and it is slowly victimizing itself, from robberies to, Philadelphia freaking protesters and looters, and you have freaking around the world wars that are actually world wars, but nobody's like letting you know. You're constantly having death. And why is people needing to have death? Oh, for money. So that's a greed. That's a sin. So that's opening the doors for people to have more spiritual entities and environments of overpopulated spirits, whether they're good or bad. A living spirit or the residents of a living spirit that's moved on will either have little recording of constantly seeing him once in a while where he walks out of the restroom and says hello or looks at you and looks away. But if you have one that's constantly around your house that makes something fly off the table, off the chair, you have a light, you have little oars, whatever flying around you, it could be good, it could be bad. But when it comes to things that are yelling out like, I'm here, or you have anything that's like lights flickering or something taps you in the head, you're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? No offense, not to be cursing, but that is a deity, and you are the living. So you need to always be stronger than these things that are trying to bother you and make you have fear. You shall not have fear in anything but the Lord, for the Lord is the true light, not electricity, not the thing that will put photons or reflections or phantoms in front of your view and scare you. I could be sitting here, and if I also look to the side, there's like a demon over there, and it's like, I see the demon, but no one else can see it. And then it freaks you out so real that mind over matter, and when it scrapes you, it scratches you, it leaves you real marks. It hasn't done that to me yet, but there's been people that I've met that's happened to. I got choked out once. I had this little candlelight, there was electricity, and that thing just went big into a big shadow on the wall, and I was stuck there and I was suffocating. And then it went back down to its little size of a candle, which was actually electric candle. I'm telling you, oh, darn it, I just spilled my bong water on my bed, but it's okay because I like the smell of marijuana. I'm joking. I'm just joking. I'm stoned. But, anyways, I hope everyone takes this very serious and appreciates my help for my investigation. This is Native Dene, Apache Navajo Victorio, aka the Spanish descendant, trying to bring all worlds together and make sure everyone is respecting the spirit world as well as the living. Oh, that's another thing what I wanted to say. Dang, all of y'all got me slipping right now. I ain't tripping. I'm joking. Okay, so you all seen Paranormal Activity, and I ain't scared of a motherfucker. I'm telling you right now. Any bitch come at me, I'm slapping the hoe. I don't care if it's screaming, looking half dead, and it's actually a spirit that's the deity, or it's one that's, getting manipulated. I mean, shoot, I am the fear factor freaking responder. I'm the guy that's like, no, ho, you ain't playing that. Mm-mm. So, anyways, I was just messing with everyone. Seriously, I'm real about this, but I like to put on my little, not scared attitude, demeanor, because too much stuff in real life have they been making us pay attention to and not be scared of no more. Like, oh, that's life. The guy got blown up, oh, that's life. No, it ain't. That ain't right. That is some demonic shit to make people go to war. But I'm going to keep on talking right now further and finish this video up. What I want to talk about is the further. Paranormal activity, when you're talking about the further, it is pitch black. And as you keep going further into it, you don't know, but you start being able to see because your eyes start to switch out from not being able to see to being in the dark, that are finally able to start paying attention to what's in the dark and seeing around you in a certain amount of radius. Now, when you're awake, you are micro in the sense of living. Things are bigger than you. What the heck? I don't know if the... Dude, we're gonna have to fucking rewind that. That was a trip. I don't know if something went in front of the camera, which wasn't supposed to, but that's West Side. I'm telling you, I ain't ever scared of a bitch. But anyways, let me respect the dead. I pray everybody's always natural, and if you're unnatural, I'm gonna show you some motherfucking super unnatural. Don't fuck with me. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is, dang, I'm seeing some more stuff. I don't know if it was just me, but when you talk like this and you really, like, it's like how they say, look in the abyss long enough and you'll find it staring back at you. That is the scariest thing about these type of spells. And that is why you have to be careful in what you're looking for. And you need guidance to find it in order to find exactly what you're looking for. You don't want to look for something and find the wrong thing. All right, that's what a lot of people have done. Rest in peace to all of those. And God bless everyone, and hope they don't do that on their own. You need spiritual advisors, and you need to come forward and ask these questions if you're ever concerned. So, back to the further, because this is real deep. You don't come across a native who has been constantly on a spiritual battle trying to fix his life, from which was already plagued with so many curses, to make this family crippled in a sense, where we were weaker and fighting against each other and leaving each other out on the streets. And believe me, I've woken up many times in frozen areas, half buried. I've woken up in cars where it's like I could have died that night, freezing. I've done a lot of different things where I've had to make sure I survived. And so I've got that in touch with myself to make sure I've always cared about the living and hope that no one ever has to suffer that way. So when I get onto these reports about my journalism and all that, it's to help the living. Just like as, those that believe in God believe the Bible was made by God, his journal. Well, this is the living, and this is the journal that I care for everybody. So when I talk about the further, I talk about a place that in your mind, in your sleep, you do not know your size. You don't know if you're 5'5". You don't know if you're 6'2". All you know is that you're in the further. You're dreaming, you're sleeping, your subconscious, your astral body is able to leave your body. And when it leaves, it might be growing in size, meaning walking away, leaving this universe that has light, that has natural flame, that has the unstoppable force and the unmovable object. The Big Bang Theory. Like I said, the snap is like a match, and it creates life, a flame, the inner flame that burns in you. You know, so when you walk away from yourself with this astral projection self, that's your spiritual awareness, and you're out there with your soul and your spirit, because it's your mind over matter, and your mind, technically, in a sense, with your astral projection, leaves the vessel. When you leave the vessel, you don't know about what size you are. You could have went from Adam the ant tiny to being bigger. And when you leave this universe, you do not know how far in depth or what size you are when you're in this thing called the further. When your universe is a big circle and you're in the middle, you're over here, you're like one tiny little salt grain or pepper grain, which shouldn't have been in a big bowl of milk. I think about cereal, but the cereal's too big to say that's a planet. I would say a Cheerio is more like the size of an orbit, sun with its orbit and its planets. I would say that's the size, like a Cheerio in a big bowl of cereal. That's the universe. When your planet is that tiny and your universe is that size of a bowl, well, that's what I mean when I say God has a shadow. You're on a football field, you have a shadow, one, two, three, four corners of the earth, of the universe. You get what I'm saying? Because you have lights all around the football field. So even though people are confused, they're like, what the heck is he talking about? You need to pay attention, because you're the type of person that might get it when others are still not really paying attention and they are possibly doubting. It's not really okay to doubt when it comes to something this understanding to try to help the world, but it takes time. So I will relax, and I hope this message gets to you. You need to always remember that in the light, that universe that's the size of a cereal bowl, you are very important to stay in that Cheerio, which is your orbiting universe, your galaxy. And you need to never go into the further, which is outside the realm of this lit up, beautiful, orbiting galaxy, constellations, Milky Way universe, because outside of it is the further. And that is something you do not need to ever let come to you. You cannot ever let it find you, because you are the living and you are strong enough to tell it to kick rocks. Get out of here. You do not scare me. So that's kind of how I feel as far as being a real strong native, as well as just feeling like I'm already a grown man, but also knowing that if I had to look at myself like my spirit was a little boy, then I would actually have to still man up and take care of that little spirit boy as if it was just another boy next to me and I'm a grown man. You have to protect everyone. You have to love, teach, and protect. So that's my biggest thing. I mean, everybody was once a kid. We all deserve to have happy upbringings, and we should never be scared of anything other than our God, our Creator, the elements, the gas universe that we are made of. Mostly water. We're mostly made of water. We're mostly made of gas. God is intellect, and it lights up the way like a candle.